Hello, everybody. I'm Mythus Operandi, and welcome back to episode 10 of our Stonewalkers adventure. We are jumping straight back into the thick of things because we finished the last session mid-combat. I thought the combat was over, but I forgot that we had a little axe hound that jumped into the fray. So we're not really going to do any kind of intro. I might do that. I might have already done that on the YouTube vid, but we're gonna jump straight into it. All right. So, where we left off, where we were on fast turns, Talanor had successfully locked up the topmost white spine, and Dr. Fazir had locked the door on the bottom one. However, we've got an axe hound that has jumped into a cage full of chickens and a storm. And I'm pretty sure Dr. Fazir had his 2 actions to lock away that white spine. We now have Kaar. Sorry, I should introduce everybody first. How rude of me. I'm Mythus Operandi, the Game Master. Joined with me today, we have Sun, played by Kaar.
Hi everyone, I hope you're having a good day.
We have Faz, played by Jamie.
Oh, pizza. Hello.
You didn't expect to be second this time. I'm going to keep you guys on your tone. I'm going to mix it up. We've got Storm, played by Grogrin.
Hello, and have a good drink.
And we've got Talanor, played by Ipman.
Halen well met.
And we have Axehound, played by Mythus. Okay, we're in
Played
combat.
by Liam
folks.
Neeson.
By Liam Neeson. Axehound Neeson. Who would like to take a fast turn?
A Storm doesn't mind. Sun would like to have a go.
Yep. And you can go right ahead.
What are you
Alrighty.
doing, Son?
Grapple is 2 actions, isn't it?
Correct.
I am not close enough.
No.
You can change to a slow turn
Might have to. Yeah, I'll go
if you
slow.
want to grapple.
Sorry.
Okay.
At least Storm.
What do you want to do, Storm?
Can I use the chicken knitting to help me grapple this axe hound?
Yeah, you sure can. You don't need to move because you're up and close with it. Tell you what, that'll give you the plot die on your roll. Make for me an athletics test to grapple this axe hound. Or if you like, maybe because you're using netting, it's equivalent to light weaponry. I'd allow light weaponry as well. We can be fancy with it. Is that a
That will
mason
be-
jar full of chocolate milk? Jamie?
No. Mason jar cup thing full of solo.
Ah, it's full. It looked like it looks cloudy. I thought it was milk. That defeats the Axehound's physical defense.
It is now restrained.
So you have restrained the Axehound in chicken wire and netting. Okay, those were your 2 actions. Yeah, what I'm actually going to say is Revilk is going to take a turn now, and he is going to say, Jordis, sit! And the Axehound that is wrapped up in chicken netting snaps out of his hunger, and he did say these were rather well trained, and it looks like being restrained was enough for it to like kind of snap out of its feeding frenzy, and it just tilts its head towards Revilk, and then, you know, does the cute puppy dog tilts its head look, and then it sits down in place. And with that, we are ending the shortest combat at the start of a session ever. We're done. End of session. Good night, all. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next episode. Okay. Yeah, we are done. What is everyone immediately doing? Because Revilk is kind of like spreading over the whole event.
Sun's investiture is going to finish healing him, and it's just going to drop off like it never happened.
Okay.
Talanor
One
is
more
going
turn of healing, and it
to
fades.
stay over with the white spines and basically keep an eye on them as he's looking over the chains and the cages just to make sure everything's all set up. And he's paying special attention to this one.
Baz is gonna like kind of turn around, click his heels in the air, and with like, that was excellent, and start walking over towards the chickens.
Yeah.
Talanor, Baz is just a Looney Tunes character. I've come to terms with that.
Norman's going to hand over the remaining of the vial of paralytic poison to Revoke and use this next time they go berserk.
Revilk's gonna take it, and then he'll look at his chickens, which were like squawking and had like moved all the way up to the wagon up on the side, and looks at the axe hounds, counts the chickens, and then takes a deep breath when he realizes that his two prize ones were still there, the goose and the songbird. And he takes the four of you in and just goes, well, that went far better than I thought it was going to go. Oh. And he just wipes his brow and chuckles. Oh, that, well, one of my mighty chickens has been sadly sacrificed, but both white spines in perfect condition still. None for the worse, and you even managed to wrap up, I forgot what I called him. His name is Jordis, that was it. You managed to snap Jordis out of it as well. Wow. I should hire you as my animal wranglers. And he'll give you a sly wink. But I know you're too important for a little old me. Compensation is in order. And he seems to like bring a bit of humor back into it, because he's obviously trying to like salvage the situation. And he's like, yes, come back in, we're still open, trying to gesture like some of the Alethi that kind of like broke away. You know, you had a woman with two of their kids that were over looking at the chickens, and like a young couple were there, and they like wander back in. And he goes, well, for our mighty heroes, I have 2 prizes and you get them both. And he'll hand a small pouch of spheres, and he'll chuck it over to you, Storm, and he goes, you being the closest, here we are, some marks for your deeds. You did very good. And I've got a little present and a surprise if you would like it. And then he does a little shrill whistle, and out of one of the wagons, a small axehound pup starts hopping down. And actually, let me roll. It trips on the steps as it's coming down, and it like face first, and then it tumbles and rolls onto the ground. It shakes itself up, and then it starts like joyfully jumping across. And he goes, this is a young pup that I've been training up. I think, seeing how you've handled yourselves with these creatures, would you like to take this young one home for you? I think he would do well to see the world. And it looks like he's I don't know if you can catch on his game. He doesn't seem like he's trying to be deceitful or anything, but he's wholeheartedly giving you the opportunity to take a young axehound pup for you to keep.
That'd be perfect for Storm, in my opinion.
As slaps Sun on the arm and goes, I was going to ask him for one of those chickens, but I've never eaten axehound either.
It's very good in a stew.
Talanor eventually
We have
warms
actually
up.
eaten axehound.
Yeah, we have.
I guess
isn't the party
Season
have?
1.
Well, you
We
would
cut
have
up.
had wild axehound. Wild axehound is more akin to wolf as opposed to trained axehounds, which are more akin to dog.
What do you call a juvenile axehound? Is it like veal? You gotta eat the baby ones. It's different.
These
More
are, no,
tender.
these juveniles are pups. These are trained axehounds. They're a different breed, so you'd have like wild axehound as your wolf. These guys are more akin to dog.
I'm just imagining like Faz calling the pup veal, and a collection of axe hounds is just called a platter.
Now I
Storm,
know
you're,
that pet ownership is can be daunting to some. If it is too much, let me know, and I will be sure to find a good home for them.
Storm, you're a tracker and a hunter. I think you might benefit from having a companion such as this.
Storm will look at the other animals and how he fared, and kind of shake his head. I'm not one for pets.
I'll take it as a pet then, if you're not interested. I was
Yes.
hoping for one of the white spines, but I doubt you'll be willing to let go of one of those.
No,
mean
no, I could not part with a white spine.
You mean we'll take it? And I reach down and I give it like a good rustle. A little bit too
Fair
hard.
enough.
It's like an old man rustle.
Fair enough, yes.
Well, you have in some fashion royalty with you, for this pup was bestowed upon me by the Emperor of Azir himself. A very good pup indeed, and I think a mighty gift like this for saving my whole herd, for the whole menagerie, is only fitting for heroes like yourselves. And you can see he's like talking it up and being bolsterous, but he's a bit of a showman.
Okay.
If only dogs existed on this planet, we could call it Doganar.
Doganar.
We'll find a name for it. It'll come to us.
Axe meat.
Axe meat. Axe meat.
You
That's-
can
Instead of dog meat, that's meat.
yeah, I mean, you guys can think of a name, but yeah, you guys get a
Or
little
actually, we could let chat decide if they want to.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, think
All
of
right.
something.
Name generator chat. You can redeem some channel points to name this pup. We'll let them cook on that for a sec.
Yep.
While you're there, that Revilk gets up into conversation with you and has a fun chat. If there was anything you wanted to ask regarding the chickens, maybe you might want to find out how we got this royal plumed one, or the songbird. But yeah, what do you guys want to do now?
Talanor will pull a handkerchief out of his suit pocket from underneath his armor, and he'll kind of tie it around the neck of the Axehound. It's got his little glyphnar for the glyph for life that he has on his armor, and it's just a nice white and gold handkerchief. And that's the name for the golem.
Alrighty, we've had a chat redemption for the name, and we'll lock in that first one. We've got Golem. Golem the Axehound. I kind of like that.
Yeah,
Good.
Talanor will look to Sun and Faz. What do you all think? Golem? perhaps?
Yeah, precious.
Oh, isn't it precious? Golem.
Yes. And he'll just pet it on the head after tying the little handkerchief around its neck.
Baz is just kind of looking off at all the other caravans, seeing what he can spot around. What do I see? Is there anything of note?
Not too much. I mean, you see the cages with the Axehounds. Revilk walks over the one that Storm grappled up and returns it to its cage, rightens them up. You've got the chickens, the Axehounds, and other than that, there's not a lot more in terms of a grand menagerie. He doesn't have a lot on show, but I guess he makes up for it in his hoopspa, whatever it is, and his juvenile white spines. He'll be like, yes, we're still growing in size. I notice we do not have a lot on show for now, but we do collect quite a few specimens, and only the best make it for the display here in front of you.
Well, if you ever come across any newborn white spines, let me know. I might be interested in purchasing one.
Interesting.
That could be
If
pretty dangerous.
there is a market for it, and I might be able to procure one, where would I contact you if I do?
He's gonna look over to Storm, who has like an actual span reed, if I remember correctly.
Yes, he does.
You do have a paired span reed with you, so both ends of it.
What do these reads
But
do?
that's up to him.
A
That's up to
span
him.
reed is like a sending stone. It's a two-way communication. So what it is it's like an ink quill, like a ink pen with a half of a ruby, infused ruby as part of the fabrial. And so any 2 points, you can take it anywhere in the world. One pen, the way they usually work is you'll have the pen situated on in a holder on a table and have the paper in a fixed position on that table. So when somebody picks up the pen on their side of using it, they'll activate it to show that it's on, and then the receiver can activate theirs. And then when they write, the pen on the other side of the world paired writes the exact same way. I didn't really describe that too well, but picture.
No, that's fine. Yeah,
So he's got 2 pens with 1 ruby that's been separated for the fabrial, so they're connected. They're connected ink pens essentially, and so when one writes, the other one writes.
Yeah.
It's like a walkie-talkie but for writing. So you do have a pair of span reeds if you wanted to give one to Revilk.
I don't think it's that important, but Talanor does want to make some kind of connection with Revilk for the future, if possible.
Yeah, I mean, you can track him down again.
I'm sure
who knows? He's a traveling menagerie. Maybe he'll leave the Shattered Plains at some point.
Yeah. But Talanor will give him like... no, I'm not going to give him any spheres. I was going to give him spheres as a down payment on a potential newborn white spine pet, but...
Oh yeah, how many spheres did he give the party stash?
He gave you 50 marks. And... He'll throw in, and tell you what, I'll owe you a favor. Maybe if I come across a white spine, I'll seek you out. If I can find a seller, that is, it is hard. There's not a lot of market for it, but you do come across them occasionally.
There you go, updated the party loot.
Understandable.
Okay, but you succeeded that encounter enough. You can write down that Revilk owes you a favor. That's RYVLK.
I will add that into my connection.
Add that to your connections. Okay. And then you finish up your time there. Before you go, he does look over at Storm and... Pause for edit. You know what? Never mind. He doesn't. Okay, what are you guys doing?
He doesn't? He doesn't what?
Nothing happens because I've lost track of my notes. Nothing happens. Move on. What are you guys doing? You guys heading to Alethis?
Stun will scoop up the axe pup into under his arm.
Yep.
Something. Just put it somewhere comfortable where it's going to sit comfortably. Hopefully not. It's not going to nibble on his beard too much.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, "All right, we better get going. We have things to do."
Indeed. We've got Choladin and now Gollum, our Momo and Appa.
Pretty much.
Who are they?
He didn't say that in character.
Yeah.
I love chat's recommendation of decisive command. Roll over.
I'll say that the axe hound probably wouldn't be allowed to be used in combat unless someone goes down the animal hunting animal thing in the agent tree, in the scout tree.
In the hunter.
I think
That's fair.
They might be able to,
they
but you'll
can.
have to train him.
Yeah.
We'll
I
look
think you
into
can
that.
probably you get the most use out of it if you go down the hunter tree.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can have it as like a companion.
Yeah, I think the key thing is they get a lot more health if you go down the hunter tree.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, that thing very likely will get one shot.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Make for me, anyone can at the table or everyone can, a lore check. Lore test.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Classic.
Okay, 6, 20, 15. You know what? 20 is... And in
there's
fact,
mine.
15 is enough. And then a
Cool.
6 again.
No.
You guys remember you're heading towards a gambling establishment called the Red Rock Bud in the Alethis Warcamp. You're probably not going to be allowed to go in with this pup. So you might be able to either leave it with Revilk for now and tell him you'll pick him up once you finish business for the day, or just double back, go to the inn and see if you can leave it there at the Ornery Chull. I'll say regardless what you pick, it's not going to eat away time at your day. You'll still be able to get everything you want to do done. So do you want to leave it, or you can try and bring it with you, but someone might be left outdoors doing dog duty.
And we can always leave him with Choladin.
Tie him to the chal. Yeah, that's going to end well. They tried tying a puppy to a horse.
One of them's getting kicked, and it's not the horse.
Mhm.
You take it back to the ornery chal,
Yep.
and the proprietor. You know what? I think she'd be all for it. Seeing it being just such a young pup and being friendly, she's happy to keep an eye on it. So she keeps it out back, and no stabling fee for it. She's happy to just do it for you and keep an eye on it when you guys are doing things you can't bring it along with you. You make your way back out. You pass the menagerie again, and you approach the Alethis Warcamp. It only takes you a couple of minutes to get in. There's a short line of people that are going through, and it's not really anything super official. They do seem to stop people that are carrying and hauling goods more than anything, rather than just comers and goers. And you do see them checking a couple of wagons. You don't know what they're checking for, but the guards will let you in. And it's pretty easy to find your way. You just ask a couple of people, and you get directed straight towards the Red Rock Bud. As you're walking through Alethis Warcamp, sorry, it is Alethis, yeah. Everyone, for me, make a perception test.
No worries. Wow.
Okay, we've got a couple of good rolls coming out. So, Sun with an 8, you don't notice it. However, Storm, Baz, and Talanor, all three of you notice a bedraggled looking man with a dark hooded cloak. You can see the hood is back at the moment. He's got wet hair, and he's leaning out from the side of a bunker, fiddling nervously with a knife. His gaze follows you closely, and then his eyes widen when he realizes that the three of you have spotted him. He turns tail and scampers down the alley into a crowded street market. What do you do?
Well, that was strange.
What was?
There was
Keep your spare pouches close.
Right.
Yeah, maybe.
What? Like, Sun's just looking around like, what's going on?
You missed him. There was a man, shady type. The moment he saw us, we noticed him. He ran.
Baz pops out from behind Sun with like a, where is he? Almost as if you're describing me.
With the
Sun just,
time
like,
that's
points
passed,
randomly.
you don't see anyone in the direction he went.
Was that him? He just points at a random.
No, he's
No.
we should probably start gathering some information on this Liss. Best place, I assume, would be... And he's going to look over to Faz. Where do the shady people go? Because Talanor's an upstanding citizen, so he doesn't know where, like, the seedy underbelly of anything is.
As you kind of say that, like, Baz has gotten ahead of himself, and he's like grabbed a random person, and he like looks back at you with this like, huh? And like, oh, and just kind of gestures to this random person and says, where might we do some gambling?
And the person you've grabbed kind of looks at where you've grabbed him, and he goes, tries to shrug you off, and he goes, the Red Rock Bud, it's just over there.
And then, yeah, Faz was like, over there. Points, and off we go.
He takes a step back
yeah.
and looks at you quizzically. And
Sun will pat
offendedly.
him on the back as he's walking past him.
Yeah, Talanor will...
Like, the whole group, like, good job, you well done, you've done.
Storm will flick the man a couple of chips.
Best day ever.
Talanor just like adjusts his like nice tailored suit, wipes off a little bit of dust from the dirty Aladar camp, and just gives him like a respectful nod before walking after his friend.
He's not a soldier, but he stands tall and he salutes you in the it looks dorky, but in the best fashion that he can.
I was just saying,
Grin
like,
coming at
because
you.
Faz shouldn't be intimidating this guy at all. I'm tiny as I'm like.
Yeah.
You're crazy though, so you got that look in your eyes, like crazy look in your eyes.
All right, you get directed towards the Red Rock Bud. So, you make your way through. Sorry, give me just a sec, folks. Here we go. All right. You follow their directions all the way to a soul-cast bunker at the crater rim of the Aladar Warcamp, alive with the shouts and laughter of the drunken patrons inside. True to the den's name, a cluster of rock buds grow around the bunker. Their rocky shells have been carelessly slapped with crimson paint. The dim glow of sphere light and the warmth of the hearth draw your attention to dugout stairs leading down to the venue proper. Inside the Red Rock Bud, as you come down those stairs, rowdy guests share their drinks, stories, and forbidden games of chance. You have entered the Red Rock Bud. So, gambling, games of chance aren't really a thing that is looked on too kindly in the Vorin religion, because divination and telling the future is for the heralds, not for mankind. So games of chance, betting on things, it's kind of frowned upon because it's too akin to that of trying to tell the future, predict outcomes. So they get around it by calling it different things, and you don't have a lot of this kind of stuff going on in the rest of the war camps. But you do have a couple of dens here and there. You see several tables sprawled out around you. And yeah, what would you guys like to do? You can find there are a couple of tables with 3 chairs. There is a bar with a man who is serving drinks. Give me, I guess, if you want to, give me a perception check if you like to look around the room.
Basil, yeah, look around the room and see if he can spot Gavlin in particular.
You're looking for Gavlin. Let me roll to see if he's there. No, Gavlin is not in the area.
Hey, you could still probably use his name for leverage.
Potentially.
I was going to say, like, if I can't spot him, then Faz will be heading straight to the bar.
Yeah, I mean, there's also a chance that this isn't the kind of gambling that Gavlin is into. He could just be into betting on dueling rather than losing his spheres in a house game. But who knows? Not that I don't think these are house games. These are a player pitted against player. Okay. Looking around the room, I'll say on average you guys rolled high enough. You notice a few things. You notice a female in green clothing that seems to be taking in the whole room. Occasionally, you know, when someone gets too rowdy, a bouncer will go up to a table, but not before or after eyeing towards this woman who seems to either nod or shake their head and kind of gives an aura of control of what's going on in this den. She definitely, with your perception as well, you notice that she does eye all 4 of you up and down as you've entered the Red Rock Bud. Now, she is not, you know, behind a wall of guards or anything like that, so she's approachable if you want to go speak to her. But you also do find there's spots at the bar, and there are 2 tables with spots open if you wanted to go have a hand at gambling. But yeah, you eyeing her up. She's really the only person of interest that really catches your eye. Everybody else, you see a couple of different soldiers in different uniformed garb, a couple of merchants. No one really stands out as anyone of interest.
Does it seem like there are any games being betted on for like fist fights?
There are no.
No arm wrestling?
Nah, not arm wrestling. That's not what I'm thinking.
There's definitely no fist fighting going on down here. It's not quite that
Oh,
shady
darn.
and seedy an establishment. But you know, there's probably a table here and there that breaks out into an arm wrestle. But no, no like bare knuckle boxing going on. No fist fights
Oh,
or
shucks.
wrestling matches.
I'll look for arm wrestling competitions then. Because that's how Talanor is going to get his information and money.
Okay, and what is everyone else doing?
I was gonna head over to the bar and order a drink and ask the barman if he knows Gavlin or any of his associates.
Gavlin. Honestly, it doesn't. What do they do? I mean, I think I've got a cousin named Gavlin, but I don't think he's at the Warcamps.
We only met him a few days ago. He bets on duels.
I haven't met anyone by that name that's come into this establishment. It doesn't ring a bell. Maybe they go under a different name if they come here. Sorry, I can't give you more information than that, but no Gavlin. Not that I know.
Right, then. Just a standard house drink then.
And he'll pour out a blue wine bottle of wine and go, that'll just be 2 chips, which is 2/10 of a mark. And he'll pour you a glass.
How do I measure 2/10 of a mark? Can I
Just give him a mark
Yes.
and he'll give you drinks for the night. I don't want to charge you a mark because that's a hell of a lot for, you know what he'll say, we sell by the bottle and this one's 1 mark a bottle.
No, that's right. I can. I've got a way of doing this. I can. I'll keep track of it in my journal.
Okay, cool. Keep track of that. He'll pour you a drink. But yeah, no news of a Gavlin. What about Stun and Storm? What are you guys doing? You're muted. there, Stun.
Oh,
I was muted.
I would talk it and they're like, oh no. Anyway, his son's followed Faz to keep him out of trouble. And after he's been served his drink, he's going to tap Faz on the shoulder and say, what about Liss?
Liz? Who's Liz?
The soldier told us to look for? Who was it that told us to look for?
Tazo.
Tazo
Tazo.
said that
Tazo.
the Stone Shaman's contact in the Warcamps was Liss.
We should ask for where Liss is.
Liz. Yes. Ezo told us about Liz. I remember. Who is Tazo? Where is he?
And he's like, he's dead.
Oh no. Oh chap. Well, we'd better find this Liz then. Where do we look?
Stop by asking.
And then Chaz will turn around and he'll ask the bartender about Liz. He's heard of her.
Well, look, I'll be honest with you. I don't really get a lot of their names. You might want to go talk over to the boss, and he'll indicate the woman that's leaning up against the wall at the back of the room. Go speak with Nell. She'll be able to take care of you.
Thank you very much. Then, me and Son will go over to go talk to her.
Okay. And Storm, what were you going to do? Or do you want to see how that played out first, depending on what they do?
Storm will stay behind with Talanor. Not to
Okay.
gamble, just to observe.
All right.
To see if he's being cheated at all.
And Talanor, remind me, what were you doing?
Looking for people betting on arm wrestling.
On arm wrestling.
Challenges.
You see most of them are more games of macho rather than shards, rather than marks. But no, you could probably get enough interest with a couple of the patrons to take bets on arm wrestling if you wanted to work that in.
Yeah, because Talanor, he's not good at like talking with people. He's better at action. So he's thinking, I can gain some information and maybe a couple spheres here and there if I leverage my muscle, basically.
Okay. Yeah, you can get enough. Actually, roll for me a persuasion or a leadership test to see if you can get enough interest to come bet someone with the arm wrestling with you.
Oh, I'm terrible at both of these. Oh, thank
That you rolled
goodness.
well. All right. I'm gonna roll the strength of the person that you managed to attract over.
Okay.
Okay, I rolled a d3 and got a 3. So you get a big burly guy eyes you up and goes, I reckon I can take you in an arm wrestle, mate. What are we wagering over? You said you wanted to put down a couple of marks. Hopefully this isn't too intimidating for you.
Talanor looks him up and down because Talanor's about like 7'2", 7'4", thanks to the Unkalaki blood in his veins. He's a big boy.
Yeah.
He just looks the man up and down, and he's just like, not intimidating at all, if I'm being honest. I'll put down 20 marks, and he sets down 20 diamond marks.
He'll chuckle and go, We're not wrestling for the king here. Come on, what about something a little more realistic? And he'll hold out 5 marks and chuck them on the table. 20 marks is a lot for a commoner.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's like 4 weeks' wages.
Talanor chuckles. My apologies. I'm new to the Aladar Warcamps. I don't often wager in games of strength. He's basically trying to say I don't gamble very often, making himself seem naive, as he'll put down 5 marks.
I had to really hold myself back from, and it was the first thing I thought of. He was going to call you lordling for wagering so much, but I'm like, no, that's a little bit too on the nose for the books. Yep, he chucks the coin, he chucks the marks down, and why don't we just do a roll off?
Yeah, sure.
It'd be
would
athletics.
this be considered like a endeavor or just?
I just figured it'd be like a
regular roll off.
Just a regular roll off, athletics versus athletics.
Okay.
He has 3 strength, and I'd say he's probably got 1 pip in athletics because he's probably one of the. He's like this guy's big and bulky. He's one of the caravan hands, so he like loads and unloads cargo. So he's going to be rolling at a +4 on his d20.
Oh, same.
All right, 3, 2, 1, let's
2,
go.
1.
One of us got a natural 20. Who was it? It was you. Very nicely done.
Talanor.
With a 19, this guy puts up a good fight, but you manage to kind of like bait him in, and he's like, yes, I've got you, and then all of a sudden slam, and he hits the side hard enough, the table, the chair, like from underneath him, spews out the back and clutters along the table, and he shakes his arm and shoulder, and he goes, oh, well done, I'm definitely not falling for that again, and he'll push his marks towards you and say, good show
Talanor
there.
will help him up. Yeah, Talanor will help him up.
Yeah. You destroyed him.
I gained 5 marks. Huzzah.
You're a lot stronger than you look.
That's the Unkalaki running through my veins.
Should have known by the red hair. I gotcha. All right. Well done. You've won yourself 5 marks, and
Can I use that opportunity to maybe have a stronger influence with this guy to ask him like a question about like Liss?
yeah, roll for me. You'd give me a persuasion test, and you can roll with advantage. We can carry that over for advantage.
Okay. Ah, shucks. I don't have any bonuses.
Oh look, I don't know a lot of people that come and go. You definitely want to go talk over to Nell over there. She keeps tabs on everything that happens in here.
Gotcha. Thank you again. And he'll pat him on the shoulder and go back over to Storm and show off the 5 marks he won.
Yeah, he'll go back to his friends and chuckle. All right. Cutting across to, I guess the 4 of you can be there if you want to, because you guys finish up at the bar, you finish up at the arm wrestle, and you walk over to the woman they were indicating. She's a dark-eyed, you can't really tell, but she looks like she might be a Bavlander by the way she talks when she speaks to you in a second. She's a human with pale skin and stringy black hair, wearing a green cloak and breeches. And her safe hand is exposed, which is not something you see often in Voron nations, especially not for Alethi. For those of you that don't know, probably just looking at you at this point, Jamie, most of the nations in Roshar, females do not expose their left hand. Their left hand is their safe hand. They'll have it gloved. Like they'll have like a sleeve sewn over it in their dresses.
I'd be too if I was wiping.
Yeah, exactly.
I would do if I was wiping with them.
And then you'll see like the working class dark eyes don't mind just wearing a glove over their safe hand, but even like a lady of the high courts would see someone with a gloved safe hand rather than a properly sleeved one as a little scandalous.
Yeah, Talanor immediately looks away and blushes.
As you would, being Alethi raised. She looks at you guys and goes, well, what have we got here? We got a couple of fresh faces for the old Red Rockbud. Welcome in. And she'll gesture towards a booth that quickly clears of the 2 patrons that were drinking there and goes, I like to meet new faces. Why don't you come have a seat?
Okay.
Yeah. Talanor stumbled a little bit as he's trying to look away, almost falls down.
Sun has to sort of grab him, just direct him correctly into the seat.
As you sit down, yeah. She notices Talanor's reaction and quite showingly she puts her hands out in front of her and points fingertips to fingertips. She goes, well, I heard there was an odd group of people wandering around these war camps. I think you probably get this a lot, but it sounded like the start of a good joke. A Shin Man, an Unkalaki, an Alethi with red hair, and an Iriali. What brings you to my fine establishment? And she leans back and she kicks her feet up on the table.
We were told you were one for information.
We might start with your name. We're Faz, Talanor, Storm, and Sun.
Big grin, she goes, Nell. Nell is the name. And you know what? Information is my game. I might run this establishment, but knowledge, information, that's my pride and joy. However, you've come here for information. I can see it on your faces. Yeah?
Yeah,
There you are.
Talanor just kind of clears his throat, still kind of looking off to the side. Yes. Information.
Laid back with her feet up on the table, she goes, all right, then I'll hear you out, but information always comes at a price. Let me know what you want, and we'll see what we can discuss.
Yeah, Sun speaks up. We are looking for someone by the name of Liss.
All right. Tell me what you know about this Liss of yours. Is this a scorned lover? A lost daughter? Is this a future proposal? What are we talking about here?
We were sent here to look for her by a man named Tezo.
Don't know anyone by that name. Not uncommon. It's a big world.
Are we aware what Liss's background is as a Stone Shaman?
No. So the Stone Shamans had a contact named Liss. You don't know.
That's right.
Yeah, you know
Okay.
she's not Shin. You don't know what ancestry she is, what culture she is. Yeah, you don't know a lot about her. You don't really know what she looks like. Just the name Liss.
She would
Don
have.
will outright put 15 marks on the table towards Nell.
She'll smile and she looks at the marks and she looks back at you and she goes, "You know what I prize a lot more than a couple of marks? Information. However, I don't just talk to people I don't know. I've got to trust them first. They've got to be a friend of mine first. You see, a friend is someone who owes me a favor, and favor is my gambling currency of choice. How about a game of chance? Have you ever heard of the game Pieces?
No.
No.
I have not. No.
Well,
Talanor looks over at Faz.
it's a great game of chance, you see.
Hmm?
There's a bit of betting involved. It's mostly a mind game. I'll tell you what. You beat me, I'll owe you a favor. That makes you my friend. I beat you, you owe me a favor. That makes you my friend. But you win, you get your information. I win, I get a little bit of a secret from you.
Seems fair enough. How do we play your game?
All right, who's playing?
I will.
I'll say, look, this game works best with just a couple. Tell you what, and she'll call someone over and go, Loden, you need to show some action for a bit. Come here, come grab a seat. And she goes, one or two of you. Well, not all of you at once. You know what? All of you can play if you like. We can make this spicy. Who wants to play? I'll deal you in. And she pulls out kind of like mahjong tiles. In fact, I can show you a picture of what this game looks like.
Ooh, fancy.
So you'll see. Yeah, it's about it's a game about outmaneuvering your opponents. So, just yes or no, who's playing?
Don will be playing.
Yeah, I'll play.
Sun will play. Yeah, Sun will play.
Fine. I guess I'll play.
All four
too.
of you are playing. She'll look over at Leodin, who she'll sniff and go, Leodin, are you drunk already? Here I was, giving you a chance to show yourself, make sure that I am happy for you to stick around, and you're already drunk. Not even evening yet. He'll just shrug and go, am I playing or what? And she goes, you've walked over here, fine. All right. She'll shuffle a couple of dice, and I'll tell you how we're going to play this. This is going to be essentially, how much do I want to tell you? Nah, let's leave it to chance. Alrighty. So, we're going to go around and ask each of you on what strategy you want to take. So, players can either play by the rules, try to use mind games, or try and cheat. And everyone can take a different approach. Now, essentially, the aim of the game is kind of like a special conversation endeavor. You'll contribute tests during the game. And we are using your focus as essentially your chips. Like once you lose all of your focus, you're out.
Oh. I guess I'll spend a recovery die to make sure I have hopefully.
If everyone wants to use a recovery die before going into this, I'm happy for you guys to roll a recovery die. You could have done one at the end of the scene. I just forgot to tell people.
Okay.
All right, I'll let you roll your recovery dice, and then I'll reread over the rules on how we play this because I should have been a lot more prepared.
I'm sitting here so giddy that I don't have to roll a recovery die because all I did in that fight was throw a chicken.
Yep. And that's the best kind of focus.
Yeah, right, and it actually worked.
I am back up to full focus.
There's a storm.
Yeah, Sun gets 8 focus back.
Nice. And since we're entering a conversation-based endeavor, I will use practiced kata
Okay.
to be in vigilant stance.
All right.
And Storm use Seek Quarry.
And I will spend 1 focus to be in flame stance as well, since practice kata says I have to spend 1 to enter.
Okay, yep. You go and you spend that focus, and then sure, you can seek quarry. Do you want to seek quarry on the guy that's joined him, or on Nell?
On Nell. She seems to be the more aware of the two.
Okay. So, we'll just reiterate. So, predicting the future is prohibited in Voronism, especially in Alethkar and Yarkaved. Nevertheless, Vorons find other ways to gamble, and the game of pieces is common in the war camps. In pieces, one player, the Mink, arranges 10 unique game tokens face down. The other players try to figure out the pieces in the pieces order, and they bet on the outcome. So, she's arrayed 10 pieces in front of her, face down. You've got the same pieces and you try and arrange them in the way. We're not mechanically playing the game. This is all going to be done as like I said earlier, either you can play by the rules, which would be either deduction, deception, or leadership. So you can play it by the rules. Characters can ask the best question of the Mink. To ensure victory, deduction, you've got a deduction check you can make. You could mislead other players with a deception test, or you can build a coalition of players to peek at the right pieces and ensure victory through teamwork, which would be leadership. You could, however, do mind games. Characters can remain poised and give away nothing about their arrangement of their pieces, Discipline 13, concentrate on the reactions of their opponents, which is insight, or manipulate other players, which is persuasion.
Is there
and
anything
then
for intimidation?
Cheating would be thievery. So deduction, deception, leadership, discipline, insight, persuasion. A good range of ways you want to do it. Okay, we're going to go first. Who would like to go first? Why don't we go in, if I look at the stream in order, we've got Sun, Baz, Storm, and Talanor. You guys happy with that order?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yes.
Makes it
Yep.
easy.
All right. How are you doing it, Sun? Do you want to play by the rules, mind games, or cheat?
What's the persuasion one again?
Okay, so if you want to be persuasive, you can play mind games. You can manipulate other players with a persuasion test. Because you're all trying to guess the correct one. So you're trying to maybe mislead or manipulate your other players through mind games.
Sun will be playing some mind games and make a persuasion check.
Okay, roll for me a persuasion test.
Ooh, very nice.
All right. You succeed. Hold on, I need a... Oh, I do have a pen. I planned ahead. Alrighty. You successfully manipulate the players around you. Nell will. This is so confusing. I should have just made up my own game and ran my own game.
I saw a lot of people mentioning how some of the games in Stonewalkers were confusing. I had no clue what they meant, but now I understand what they meant.
This particular one sounds like Mastermind.
Yeah, I think it is, but then it's like, all right, so with that persuasion, you succeeded the DC. You're good. Which means that she has to give you a little bit more information on what the pieces are. So you're closer to succeeding. She resists your influence and may or may not have to burn focus. Next up, Jamie, what is Faz doing? Would you like to play by the rules, mind games, or cheat?
He's going to mind games as well.
Okay,
and
discipline, persuasion, or insight?
Discipline.
Roll for me a discipline. So you're going to try and remain poised and give away nothing about the arrangement of your pieces. Alrighty. Roll for me a second discipline test. All right. Learden next to you starts to complain loudly as you've you're trying to remain poised, and he kind of calls you out and starts laughing and making a bit of a jest at your poker face. However, you're able to reclaim your composure and you don't lose any additional focus. However, you have failed on your questioning for that round, and Nell looks at you and goes, all right, well, that's one for me. I get to ask you a question. That's how it works. You ask me how my pieces are laid out, and I get to ask something from you. So, what brings a golden-skinned, tanned old fella from Erie all the way down to the Shattered Plains? You're far from home. Why are you here, friend?
The truth? I'm here to cut open Parshendi and learn everything about them, inside and out.
There's a lot of Alethi that might take you up on that, because a lot of them love doing some cutting of Parshendi, I hear. You're in a good market.
No. This is the most surgical type. I'm not interested in cleaving them. I'm interested in knowing them.
Lover of knowledge. Right, rings true for me. I think I'm going to like you already.
Above all else.
Okay there, Storm, what are you doing? What's your question? How would you like to approach? You can cheat, mind games, or I'm gonna chuck these in chat.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll actually be helpful.
I'm gonna remove the DCs out of this though. Get rid of that.
And part of me was hoping intimidation would be on that list. Now I'm regretting going into flame stance, but I'm gonna keep with it. Because I can't gain advantage because I'm not one-on-one. So
okay. I'm gonna put all the options in chat. Boom. So you got play by the rules, mind games, and cheating. You can see thievery, and then you've got persuasion, insight, discipline for mind games, and then deduction, deception, and leadership for playing by the rules. Oh, big stretch. All right. What's your question there, Grogrin? I mean, Storm. That was in her accent, not mine.
Can I use perception to try and deduce the arrangement?
You got to
of
stick
the
to my list
cards?
there, my friend.
Damn it.
No wiggling out of this one, boyo. Stop peeking at other people's tiles. If you're going to cheat, don't get caught.
Which case, damn it.
You know, it just dawned on me.
Mind
It
games.
makes sense how this plays. The Mink has 10 tiles face down that are all correct. And then out of all of the players, they'll each have... She'll arrange each of your tiles face down in the correct method. So, like, you'll know where the blue and the red one is, and then another player will know where the green and the purple one is. And it's about trying to find out who has what other tiles, so that way you know what the guaranteed correct ones are. I think that's the idea of it.
It really does just sound like Mastermind.
Yeah,
Pretty well.
Yeah.
pretty much. All right. What was the check you're doing?
Mind games.
Mind games.
Discipline.
Roll me a discipline test.
With advantage, because here's my query.
Okay.
God damn it, dice.
You're not pulling one out from under me today. I see what you're doing there, friend. Tell you what. Same question as I asked the shiny man there. Shin in. I like that. That rhymed. Shin in Shattered Plains. Far from home. What brings you?
Truthless.
Hmm.
And he just leaves that word hanging there.
I've heard that word used before, and I think for both of us, that can be. And she'll like tap her nose and give you a wink, and then seemingly losing interest in that conversation or re-diverting it, she goes, "All right then, Talanor, the Alethi man with red hair. What's your question? How are you proceeding?"
I could use discipline, but so far I think all of us have pretty much done discipline at this point.
You can stick
save
with discipline.
for- No, I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. Talanor is going to try and play the game. He's gonna try and use deduction.
Okay.
Ah, so close. So close. That's fine.
Alrighty.
As Talanor is asking the wrong kind of questions, he's just like, so is that piece the green one? And he's just kind of pointing. He doesn't know how to play this game very well.
One thing I realize, and I haven't been doing it, all the failed tests, please minus one. Actually, I think you have to reduce 2 focus for failing.
Oh.
Wow.
Talanor's
Here we
almost
go.
out.
When a PC succeeds on a test, I have to resist the influence. For a PC to resist, they must spend 2 focus and satisfy Nell's. I'm just reading this out of the book because it is a little bit confusing. Nell's curiosity by answering a question about their backstory. Yep, cool. You do have to spend 2 focus. Every
wanna
time you
resist
fail
it.
a test, you're losing 2 focus to stay in the game. If you cannot lose 2 focus, then you are out of the game.
Oh. Well, I'm down to 1 focus now, boys.
You better start rolling well. All right.
Quick cover.
She'll ask you, why white? Lot of sand. Must be hard keeping it clean.
It is. It was my father's colors. Wear it with pride. It's all I have left of him.
Ah, a heritage. I mean,
Legacy?
yes,
No.
that's the word. A legacy of cleanliness. Interesting. Alrighty, and she'll go back to Sun. So far, you're the only one that's getting the nick of this game. All right, Sun. You got to figure out my pieces if you want information from me. How are you
That's fair
proceeding?
enough. He's gonna do a little bit of teamwork, try and help his cousin out, and make a roll for leadership.
Okay, roll leadership. Alrighty. You build a coalition with your cousin and realize that through teamwork there can be victory. You succeed, and she gives you a smile and gives away a little bit of information on her pieces and burns some more influence.
Mhm.
Well, what about you, Mr. I like to cut things open to find out how they work? Can you cut open my pieces? What do you got there for me?
You got a red in your far left.
She'll wink at you and go, "I'll never tell." You succeed. And I think with that, between the four of you, you're probably loosely in a coalition. All the pieces are starting to fall in place. You can tell you're close to figuring out her hand. I also gladly... Nell is... not Nell, the guy that she called over is too drunk and he already fell asleep. He wasn't playing. I forgot to roll him in. He's passed out and she looks over and just like indicates the bouncer who comes over and picks him up and takes him out back. Not to...
Takes him out.
But like put him... in my mind, I thought that non-menacingly, like, you know, taking him to somewhere he can sleep it off, like on a beanbag or something out back.
You could have said takes him to the back room or something like that, to a back room.
Yeah, out back sounds like they're about to kick him awake and boot him out. No, she's not that mean. All right. Next up, Storm. What are you doing?
Storm's gonna try and cheat.
Okay. Roll for me a thievery test. With the drunk being taken away, his pieces were still on the board but had been ignored and left there. With the commotion, you managed to swap one of his known pieces with one of yours, and that reveals to you, the last opening piece that you needed. And I guess working out between the four of you, she gives you a wry smile and goes, "All right, I know when I'm beat. I think if the four of you put your heads together, you definitely have all the pieces by now. Unless you wanted to figure it out on your own. But, tell you what." She'll flip them over and she goes, "You got me." With you guys revealing which pieces you know, you now have revealed enough of the mink to know what their hand is. All right, as I said, I owe you a favor, beating me in this game. What do you want to know about this Liss? And I'll tell you all I know.
Tell us all you know.
All righty. Well, I'll tell you what. I am... Let's just say what I run here, it's fairly well known, but we'll be honest, it's a bit of an underground den that we kind of pay the guards off to not rout us out. But for that, I need to make sure I know exactly who's in here at any point in time. And I know a little bit of this list you're talking about. Are you sure? Are you really sure she's that important to you? You really want to know? Last chance to back out. I can pay you some spheres instead for the bet.
Son immediately says, "Yes, this is important."
Very important.
All right.
More important than spheres.
So, what she'll do is she'll say, she came by here and she met with a Shin man. I remember the interaction pretty clearly because I've only ever had 2 Shin in this establishment of mine, and you're the second. I didn't get gist of what they were saying, but I know who she deals with, and I don't know a lot about her, which tells me she's either very good at hiding herself or there's nothing to know, and I don't think there's nothing to know. I can run a few things for you. If you give me half a day, I'll be able to tell you who she is and where she's been. I've got some connections, but I do know that she met with a Shin man in here, and she was hard to track down initially, and I didn't want to spend the resources yet, but I will for you as a favor. What do you say?
Fine with that. Talanor looks to the others.
Storm kind of gestures to the marks that he left on the table. Not a favor. We pay you for this.
Faz will put his hand over Storms and say, depends what the favor is.
Well, you gambled with me. You beat me fair and square. I already owe you a favor, which makes us friends. There's no payment for this. I think recalling that night. Look, she was a full-figured, attractive woman with dark hair. That's all I caught of her. She kept her hood up. And when I went over to introduce myself, she wrapped up her business and she left pretty quickly.
Sun's gonna cut in and it's like, so you mean to tell us you didn't have anyone listening in on that conversation? But leading on, he's a little bit sharper than he seems.
He gives you a wry smile and goes, now what a funny thing you mentioned. Maybe it jogs my memory a little bit. I do like to keep tabs. Give me a sec. And she'll walk off, and she walks into the back room and comes back a second later. Nothing's in her hands. She just comes back out. And she puts her hands back on the table in front of you and is like putting just casually the left one's a little bit closer towards Talanor than everyone else.
He's just looking away, just like staring down at the table.
They were talking about some comings and goings of a coal-in caravan. Don't know too much more about that, but apparently Dalinar coal-in wanted something real important, and that was important to the Shin Man. She was the middle person. Sounds like she gets information, maybe sells it to the highest bidder. I got a feeling she's a little bit more than that. She doesn't look like someone that just deals in information. Otherwise, I'd know who she was, because that's my game, and I make a point of knowing everyone in my game. But yeah, something about a caravan was about all I managed to get one of my ears to catch.
Probably Dalinar's caravan encountered on our way here.
The one that was robbed.
You encountered this coal-in caravan as well. What did you find?
Cultists.
And a madman.
Cultists and a madman. That sounds like a story that I'd like to hear.
And Sun just sort of taps the table. It's like, we could tell it over another game of.
She claps her hands and goes, I mistook you, son. But you're right. That is a story for another game, another time. I think our business here is done for today. But I'll tell you what, if I do catch more wind of her, I'll see if I can track this list down for you and tell you where she is.
That would be appreciated.
Indeed.
So, you guys can spend more time at the Red Rock Bud if you like. What's your plan now? She's happy to kick back and hang out with you if you wanted to chat with her a little bit more.
Is there anything else we have on our agenda? Just asking the party.
I don't remember. I think that was all we were really here to do.
Yeah.
In this war camp, yeah, that was all that we were here to do.
Okay.
Talanor does get like an ice cold orange wine to go as to cool himself off from the flustering as they leave. He's
From the
just kinda,
bare hands.
Yeah, he just mumbles to Sun, just like, she had immaculate finger, very strong palm. And he just kind of just wipes his brow.
Talanor confirmed hand fetish.
I mean, I think most Alethi men have that. It's the funny thing.
Sun does not understand this practice, this obsession with hands. And so he's just like, okay. He just looks at his cousin like, that's your business. I'm going to stay out of it.
Baz didn't even notice at all what was going on with her hands. So he hears this conversation. He's just mumbling in terms of like, hands. Got their hands. Did we not get them? Were we supposed to get them? Go back into it. And by this point, it's already distracted from the thought and moving on to the next thing.
All right.
I think that's all on our agenda for this war camp. Was there anything we're doing at the other war camp still?
Aside from Talanor's final duel, I don't think there's anything else for us other than finding Liss after the half a day of investigation that Nell is going to be doing.
There's also the
Right.
Blue
Storm
Works
would be
where
going to
Storm.
Charlie of the Blue Works.
Oh yeah, you do need to go back to.
So, what's Blue Works? I think this is something I've missed.
Yeah. So in the session that you missed, in the Blue Works, the proprietor and kind of the head artifabrian there is a young Alethi woman by the name of Charlie. She, I even sung for all of you that you missed, so you're the lucky one.
Horrible singing.
She uses. Oh, come on.
Don't be like that.
She uses a song to entice people to come in, but why don't you tell us, Storm, what you were after and what you talked to her about?
Storm was after trying to get himself a throwing blade that he can call back to his hand for the Fabrian.
So like some kind of
a go-go gadget, blade on a string.
Not so much blade on a string, but blade on a paired gemstone that's used as a connection fabric.
Yeah, like an attractor.
I actually have an idea to how to make that work, and I'll tell you after stream.
Yeah, I know Grogrin's done a bit of work and has sent me some deets, but you and I, all three of us, if you've got a better grasp on it than me too, we can sit down and go through it. She said she needs about a day or two to work out the blueprints, and the next stage would be you guys actually trying to build the first kind of trial. And then on top of that, do you want to pick up a couple of sets of span reads if you guys are like traveling around and want to be like, I want to keep in touch with that person, give them a span read sort of thing?
Sun would also like to pick up a copy of this Pieces game.
Yeah. Speaking with Nell, she's happy to give you one. I think she says, all right, that's 5 marks. The pieces are pretty easy, and I'll give it to you for the price I pick them up for.
Yeah, he gives her the 5 done marks.
Yep. She'll look at them and let me do a quick appraisal.
We might also want to meet up before we leave the last camp with Valka, Hana, and Tet.
They look good enough to her.
The merchants from the first caravan that got attacked.
Yeah, so they you'd probably be able to find at the Ornery Chell, because Tet and Hana supply the Ornery Chell with wine, and Svelka is just a general goods merchant that you could probably track down in the Spear Exchange somewhere.
I just want to see what they're up to, what they're doing, if they need us to do anything.
Yeah. Well, you guys wrapping up what you needed to here, you make your way back towards the Colin War Camp. And give for me a perception test.
Oh, good work, son.
Okay. Everyone, it's enough for you to notice. You see a dark hooded figure peeking out from around one of the barracks bunkers as you guys are leaving the Aladar camp. That seems to be trailing you, but it doesn't seem that he's noticed he's being caught out, because both of you succeeded all of you succeeded quite well. So there's a figure that's currently watching you.
Sun will, like, as he's walking away, like, slowly shift. I'll probably make a deception roll for you in a minute, and talk to Storm, saying, "We are being followed."
I see this. Possibly the same person as from beyond 4.
Yep. You can very casually do that without anyone catching the wiser. And whoever makes its skill test next, we can carry that over for advantage for aid and ally.
Sun is also going to use a focus for decisive command on Storm.
Yep.
Break
And
away, find out who it is.
what are you doing, Storm?
Storm will nod and break away using stealth and disappear into the crowd, leading the other 3 header in front and dropping back behind to come up behind this hooded figure.
Okay, give me a stealth with advantage and an additional D4 from decisive command.
It's great when Sun actually succeeds skill checks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How
He really
do I
does
add
feel like a leader in this
D4?
section. I'm digging it.
Yeah.
I think that's right.
Roll it and we'll find out.
Oh, I see a 4 there.
Okay.
No!
You try and creep up behind this person, but someone bumps into you as you're more focused on them than your surroundings, and you make a bit of a noise. Catching sight of you, the hooded figure bolts and starts making their way through the crowds. We have now entered a chase.
Excellent.
If you'd nailed the stealth, we could have completely skipped it. But now you get to do a chase. You can either try taking on the crowd, you can scale the rooftops, or you can look for shortcuts ahead of you. Give for me deception. If you want to look for shortcuts, you can use either deduction to try and find a quicker route through the alleys, or you can use insight to try and pick their next movements. You can scale the rooftops with perception or agility, or you can take on the crowds, which would be leadership or agility.
Sun would take on the crowds using leadership.
Is everyone breaking in choice?
Would I be able to throw something at him to try and knock him over, or
Like an axe hound pup?
No.
Yeah,
Because he
go,
can
go,
go
go.
down the way.
Fetch!
How does
can I?
how does improvised weapon work there, Kaar? Because you've got
I'm more
ambience.
so I'm not trying to hurt him. I'm more so just trying to knock him over by maybe grabbing one of those tools, like a long stick, almost spear-like thing that they use to knock off crab, and just pick it up and just chuck it with heavy weapons to see if I can, knock him down.
I'm going to have a look at that I'll get an answer to your question in just a moment.
Okay, we'll
But I
circle
believe
back on
how
that.
it works is that it gives the expertise of that item to Sun.
That's what I was thinking. And how were you? You were what were you doing there, Grogrin?
Perception.
Perception. And are you getting in on this, Jamie?
Yeah, what was the first one I could do?
So you can look for shortcuts. So either trying to find a quicker route, which would be deduction, or try and
I'll do that one,
Yep.
deduction, yeah.
Okay. Let's just start with the deduction and with the perception.
Boobies.
Alrighty.
Just under.
Hold on. I gotta actually roll for him.
What's chase music? Do we have some chase music?
Oh, you want some chase music?
I would love some
We can do
chase
some
music.
chase music.
The darn shame we can't use the very common movie chase music. Ooh, this is good chase music.
Oh, can't hear it.
I'm getting Aladdin vibes of him running through the market.
Gotta keep one jump ahead of the headline, one swing ahead of the flock. All right. I can't sing too much of that. We'll get flagged. Alrighty. I did turn the music down so it's not too loud in chat. Let me know if it's too loud in chat. So. Oh, yeah. I like that. That's definitely chasey. 1d. This is against your deduction there. Unfortunately, your quarry is able to keep ahead of you and out of sight. Now, against the perception test, what is the... cool. They're all plus... not all of them are +2. Let's see. Lucky Storm. Storm, you're able to pinpoint his movements. You can keep track of... you were using perception to scale the rooftops, weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, so you're able to get up to one of the upper floors of the bunkers, and you can plot where he's going, and you can get a good grasp on him. You're now one stage closer to catching him. All right. Looping back to Talanor. What is he throwing? So if he finds something that looks kind of like a long sword, he can use his heavy weaponry?
Either something like a long pole or potentially the lid to like a creme water barrel. I just want to try and chuck something heavy at him.
I'll allow it. Roll me in athletics.
Oh, okay.
And we'll see if his agility is enough to dodge it.
Nice.
Unless he got natural 20 as well.
What does that do?
20 versus 20. I technically have the higher roll, so... You
have the higher roll. I'm going to essentially say you're going to get a success to gain on you, but because he also crit as well, I'm going to say the crit kind of nullifies your opportunity.
Yeah.
Hold on, I want to see what I can actually do with opportunity, because I don't remember what exactly opportunities can do. What do opportunities do?
So this is a I've actually got a table on an opportunity. I'll have things that can happen, and on complications I have things that happen. Would it be fair that the crit for him would be treated as a complication, and you get your opportunity still? I think that works.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
I imagine Talanor reaches over, he grabs the lid off of a barrel, and just discus throws it with all the force that he has, Captain America style.
Yeah. You trip him up, and you noticed he was holding a knife, which he was fiddling with earlier. In the trip, it goes flying and it scatters underneath a market stall, and he spends a little bit more time looking around for it before he runs again. But you definitely tripped him up. However, in his fall, he's managed to push up against and knock a heavy laden cart, which has lost its supporting beams and has started rolling towards an unsuspecting crowd.
Oh, I'll get that guy. Don't worry about me. I got that.
Sun, what are you doing?
Sun has his instinct kicks in, he goes for the cart.
Okay. What are you doing? You can just tell me how you want to handle this, because this isn't on my sheet of the chase.
All right,
this
so
is its own thing.
There's in the middle of a chase. His cousin is behind him, throws a shield, knocks him up, and then the runner pushes up, knocks the cart. Sun is in full motion, full sprint, and he body slams himself into the cart to knock it out of the way of the innocents.
Okay, roll for me an athletics, or if you think there's another one that fits better, you can roll a different skill check.
Can I raise the stakes on this one, as it is dangerous for some
Actually,
winners?
Raise the stakes.
I
I like that.
Oh, hey.
Interesting.
So, I will say with the opportunity that carries over, because look, you're a big guy, and it is a cart. It's a heavily laden cart, but I don't think it's going to be that hard for you to succeed. You manage to catch it before it crashes into a small crowd that were perusing a stall opposite it. Saving it from disaster. They realize how close they were. You know, wife, husband, and 3 little kids are being completely crushed between one cart and another. As you do that, you it might have even just been uncontrolled. You took a breath in to get more air into your lungs, and a little bit of stormlight has come in. You feel invigorated, and you feel once again that little pouch that's holding a small stone up to your chest. You feel movement as if the rock is rolling over and over inside the pouch. And I believe you have a goal for something related to words. Give yourself 1 more pip in that for me, Ilya.
Nice.
Okay. Next up, we go back up to the top. Faz, what are you doing? And then we'll go to you, Storm.
No.
You can
I didn't hear before that the cart hadn't like crushed people, had it? That's what.
No. Sun managed to catch the
him.
cart before it crushed anybody, so he resolved that.
Yeah, no, I guess Faz will just continue looking for a way through the crowd. It was deduction, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yep, you can give me a deduction, or you can give me a perception or an agility or something like that, and we'll see what comes up.
Let's have a quick word.
Good old chase.
Yeah, I'll just do that. Sorry.
Yeah, it's
Oh, good roll.
I mean, that works.
it might be too loud.
Oh, no, it's just the right volume for me personally.
That's good. Okay,
I checked the print
very,
screen. It's a
very
lot
nice
louder
roll.
print screen, but it's still fine.
excellent. Yeah, you manage to, and you notice you catch an eye of Storm, who's running along the rooftops. You catch sight of him turning down a corner that Storm didn't quite catch. You point it out, and Storm is now zoned in. Storm, what are you doing? You
On
now,
to the west.
with Faz calling out, you reckon you can get ahead of him?
Has it been about a minute since we've encountered this guy?
No, I'd say it's been like 20 seconds. However, if you wanted to either do a stealth to get the jump on him, agility, or perception or deduction, this would be the last jump. I reckon you can catch him now.
It would be perception.
Okay, roll for me a perception test.
Good
Not
roll.
bad. I'm going to roll it against his stealth. He doesn't
No.
even see you coming. You manage to spot the direction. He's going for an opening, and he's like, yes, I've made it. And then all of a sudden you're there, and he crashes right into you. And with hunter-like reflexes, you grab the wrist, you twist him down, and you hold him up against a wall. And the chase is over. You manage to catch this man.
I just imagine an Assassin's Creed style just dropping down from the air.
Yeah.
Just,
Dropping down on top of him,
in the-
broken hand, right around him.
And then you stick your wrist blade into his throat.
Not
No,
really.
don't kill him yet.
No
Not yet.
witnesses.
No.
Okay.
As you've like caught him, Faz walks up and he's like, "No chickens to put you out this time, eh?"
Sun will catch up eventually.
Yeah, Talanor will go over to Sun, help him with the cart a little bit, and apologize. It's just like, sorry, I didn't know he would knock over the cart. That's
No.
my bad.
That's okay. I mean, everything's in one piece, and you stopped the disaster. He looks over at you, son, and goes, thank you. That could have gone horribly, and you stopped it." And he'll hold out his hand and shake it thoroughly, and then ask you to help him put it back up on the stands.
Yeah, no, Sun helps. No, without any complaint. And he says, no. So you are safe. That is all that matters.
A true hero as well, not asking for any compensation. Moving on. I saw Jamie doing the money fingers.
We got money.
Yeah, you guys are loaded. I think you're the richest Act 2 Stonewalkers that there have ever been.
Gambling
Alright.
as well.
So, the four of you, or the three of you, catch up. Faz points out to the two of you that were dealing with the cart where Storm is, and Storm's you've got your quarry there. You're sizing him up, and whether or not you wanted to ask some questions before anyone rocks up, or you just like uneerily staring at him quiet while you wait for everybody.
Storm's sitting on his back,
Mhm.
wrist in hand,
Oh, yep, he's on the ground. and
knife
you're
at
sitting on his-
throat.
Knife at throat. And then he'd be like, I'll talk. You don't, no need for the knife. Put it away, please. And his like hands are just splayed out in front of him.
Storm's not going to talk while waiting on the others. Just let this guy panic.
I do believe Faz will arrive first. I'm curious what his reaction's going to be.
I already gave mine. Yeah, no, Faz is gonna walk up and rag on him about falling into chickens.
All right. Well, Son and his cousin will eventually arrive. If he's tied up, correct? You've tied his wrists. Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
tied his wrist behind his back and sitting
Okay.
on top of his wrists.
Yeah. Storm will just grab him by his shawl or basically whatever's hanging from his shirt like this, and just lift him off the ground. It's like, you said you'll talk, so you will talk.
Yep. I'm talking. It's a lot warmer this season than it normally is. I had 3 pieces of pork for lunch today, and that was a treat. I haven't had pork in a long time because I got money for once. My mum's name is Charlene. My dad, I never knew my dad. Do you want me to keep talking?
Faz is gonna pull his scalpel out and say, I mentioned chickens before. We've been eating a lot recently. But if you keep talking like that, I'm going to cut your lips off and eat those. Tell us
Whatever,
who you work for.
The funny thing is, chickens don't have lips, I heard. I've never eaten one myself.
And
But
because
they
you don't immediately answer, Faz is actually gonna like cut him straight across his top lip. Right above it. Right in here.
Oh,
Roll for me. Roll your dagger.
Poor man.
I imagine what ends up happening is that actually
I
Faz has been very delicate, and she puts the scalpel to the lip, and Son just like overreacts and like lifts him up, which causes the cut.
I don't have a dagger anymore. I'd be using like a scalpel from like.
Yeah,
one of the
roll for me a
medical
light. Just do a light weaponry skill.
kits. Oh.
I would say a scalpel probably does like 1 damage.
But this is mostly intimidation I'd be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to get.
Yeah. Look, you cut the lip. Not bad enough that it like slices any of it off, but you know, lips probably bleed pretty bad. And this guy starts panicking and just goes, I'll tell you anything you want. I panic, and I was saying the first thing that came to my mind because you weren't specific about what you wanted to know. You just said
Knife goes
Talking,
straight
I'm
back
sorry.
up. Knife goes straight back up. This time up his nose. Who
Oh,
you work for?
I
You will
don't.
tell us a name. Your
I-
name.
My name is Vedalin. I don't know the person's name, but they were wearing a cloak, and it was a girl, and I met them over at they paid me to watch you. And I don't normally do jobs like this. I thought I think I'm pretty good at it because I mean I've been watching you for like 2-3 days now, but you've caught me, so I guess I'm not that good at it. I don't know who she is. She just paid me to do it.
And
Let
I
me
said yes.
guess. Dark
When-
skin, black hair, shapely figure.
Oh yes, black hair, very pretty. She put her hood down and black hair, very pretty. I definitely, I don't stand a chance. It's definitely punching above my grade. Especially now that, wait, do women like scars? Do you think this is going to scar? And he's
Was
like
it
trying to pull his nose off the scalpel as he says it.
Was
Well,
it you?
like scars.
Was it you in the window of a barracks at the votary of the mind a few days ago?
Yes. And again at well, mostly the coal in camp. I saw you. I actually didn't know where you went, but then I heard there was a commotion at one of the there were white spines, and I thought, that sounds like fun. And lo and behold, there you were. And then I followed you here, and then well, you caught me red-handed.
Right. Next question. Where do you take your information?
Hold on. I can't keep putting my hands behind my back. My shoulders are not that good anymore. He will tell you that.
What did he say? He got the job from a woman with black hair.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Talanor is thinking it's Liss.
He said she operates out of. She said to come find her at the Creme Oven Bakery, which is in the outer market. It's pretty easy to find. I think it's her front. Am I allowed to say that? That might be a secret, but that's where she was when she found me, and that's where she said for me to go, because I was trying to get. I'll be honest with you. They leave the old bread out the back for people to get, and I was getting my dinner, and she said, "Hey, you," and I said, "Ooh, who, me?" And then I thought we had a chance, but we didn't. She was paying me to do something else.
Sun is going to slowly set him on the ground, and get his poverty, obviously, right? He's going to get like a single mark after when he's going to eventually release his hands from the bindings. He's going to give him marks like, "You will not tell her that we are coming."
I mean,
no, you won't tell her. And he's going to give him a second mark just in case. He's like, "And you're going to go have a good day."
Storm will give him a third mark. And patch yourself up.
He'll clutch them, and then he like rubs blood from his hand, and it's a lot of blood, and he looks at it and he goes, I'm gonna go lie down first, I think.
As he says that, Faz is going to walk right up close to him and stick the scalpel this time underneath his eye. And if you say anything at all, I'll give you another mark. And this is one you're not going to forget.
Jesus Christ.
He pisses himself. And he tries to nod, but realizes there's a scalpel right out of under his eye, and then he holds up his fist that has the marks that's still dripping blood from his lip, and he goes, "Read you loud and clear."
And Sun will give him a push. Go.
Yeah, he fucking bolts it with blood spraying on one side, urine trickling down his leg, flying off in the other direction, and it's just going over people in the crowd as he's pushing past them, scrambling away.
Fez will turn back to the group and be like, "I think that went well." He's still holding
Talanor's
the
just
the
gonna
blade.
look at Faz, just somewhat perturbed and unsettled, just like, "You are a very scary man. I hope you understand this."
How can someone as short as me be scary? And I'm like flailing the blade around as I say. There's little flicks of blood.
Yeah, Talanor just kind of like flinches away a little bit, like, yeah.
All right.
And then back in the medical kit.
Who else
for
feels
one,
like some
am
bread?
very glad, and all that. No, actually, no. Glad's not the word. I'm I'm now going to have to detach myself from every NPC and chicken in this adventure path because I know how Faz deals with NPCs and chickens.
I have it on my bingo card that Faz is going to eat somebody at some point.
Oh,
That's why Fez
Only.
should never be left alone with a human corpse.
No.
I think with cannibalism, we're going to leave it there for the evening.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for enjoying it. On the YouTube side of
The
things,
human
once again,
meat.
we record this in 2 blocks. This is the second half of our session 9, finishing up on session 10. As always, you know, we got to do that. We got to do that shield for the YouTube gods. Remember to hit like, subscribe, and whatever other things that YouTube people say. Do the things, and yeah, have a great time wherever you are, and we'll see you next time.